But there are thousands of taxis ferrying people around the district, but what do you really know about your ride? As WUSA 9 reporter Whitney Wild shows us in tonight's original, you may be riding in a dangerous vehicle with an open recall, and guess what? The district isn't doing anything to stop it.
An open recall is a known defect that hasn't been fixed. The scope can be enormous. Last year, 30 million vehicles were put under a recall warning. Problems can range from issues with your power windows to airbags that expel deadly shrapnel. Here's what you probably don't know. Failing to fix a recall is a systemic problem. A WUSA 9 investigation found taxis regularly ignore recall warnings, possibly putting you in real danger.
Can we grab the VIN on the front of your... Well, but you're sitting on a public street, so we're going to grab it.
This cab driver isn't happy with me.
Well, we will... I know, but it's... But you're sitting on a public street.
All I wanted to do was check his vehicle identification number. That's a code on every car. It tells you a lot: the make, the model, the year, and if there are any open recalls. The district inspects taxis every year, but there are no laws that say anyone has to fix a recall before hitting the road. That surprised us, so we wanted to find out how many cabs have open recalls. So we teamed up with Carfax, a vehicle history company, and spent months checking every single cab. We found of the roughly 5,400 DC cabs we could check, almost 900 have at least one open recall. That means if you take a cab 6 days a week, one of them could have an open recall, possibly with a deadly problem like airbags that explode and send shrapnel flying. Other problems included faulty ignition switches and steering wheels that might detach. Some of the recalls were more than 8 years old. We took our investigation to Jason Levine of the Center for Auto Safety.
I mean, think about, would you, if there were a sign and two cabs passed by and one said open recall and one said no recalls, which would you pick? Right? I think just sort of common sense tells you probably the one without the recalls, understandably so.
So who is responsible for fixing a recall? From a manufacturer's perspective, it's whoever owns or leases the vehicle. From the district's perspective, no one's responsible. Again, there are no laws that say taxi owners or anyone has to fix a recall before hitting the road.
Again, safety concerns. So the thing to be concerned about is why isn't there? I mean, they're having the inspection, they are alerting, there are certain requirements, there is a taxi commission that is designed for exactly this purpose. Why not go ahead and get that extra step?
We'd love to ask that question to the agencies that oversee taxis in the district, and we spent months trying to get an interview. But in the end, no one would talk to us on camera. A spokesman, though, did point out that more people are taking ride-sharing services. So we took our questions to Uber and Lyft to find out if they have any rules that stop drivers in vehicles with open recalls from picking you up.
Lyft told us in an email, drivers have a strong personal incentive to make sure their car is in a safe operating condition, but they didn't say they require drivers to complete all recalls. We caught up with Uber's CEO at a recent news conference.
Does Uber have any idea how many drivers are driving for Uber in cars with an open recall?
I honestly don't know. It's a great point, and it's something that we will look into. And if it's not something we do today, it's something that we will do going forward.
We tried to circle back with Uber to find out if they're making any progress on tracking recalls. We haven't heard back yet. We do want to hear from you, though. Should there be laws on the books preventing cabs and other ride-sharing vehicles with open recalls from picking you up? Tweet or email me.
All right, but you even discovered challenges to getting those open recalls taken care of.
Yes, that's right. So there aren't always remedies immediately available when a recall is issued, and there can be enormous backlogs waiting for parts.
All right, everybody can go to our mobile app or our website and learn how to check if their taxi or ride share is safe.